Hey team, it's Jeb here from Adelaide RV and I'm sitting inside of something a little different. That's right, Adelaide RV now have interstate motorhomes available to test drive here inside of South Australia. So interstate motorhomes are built locally here in Australia. Again, they're one of the few locally made products around as we get absolutely invaded with the imported stuff. And I'm here right now with the founder of Interstate Motorhomes, who proudly builds them here, this beautiful Australian product. Aaron, how are you, mate?
Yeah, very well, Jeb, thank you.
Beautiful. I thought we'd grab Aaron on and just have a little bit of a chat in around his Interstate product. He's here at the Caravan and Camping Sale in the Adelaide Showgrounds this weekend. And Aaron, just tell us a little bit about the motorhome. What are we running on? What's our points of difference here at Interstate, and a little bit of history around the brand?
Yeah, look, well, we're really happy to be here. South Australia has always been a hotspot for us. So much inquiry has come out of South Australia, and Adelaide in particular. Looks like a lot of people are moving about from caravans and camper trailers and into drivables, which is obviously where Adelaide RV is heading as well now. So it's very exciting for us. So look, we manufacture these in Newcastle, New South Wales. We build on the Fiat Ducato platform, so it's an extra long wheelbase vehicle, all manufactured in-house. So we take the vehicle itself and we do all the windows, we do the interior, we do the upholstery, everything's manufactured up there. Our vehicles are fully insulated, designed for Australian conditions, double glazed windows, rear opening doors, opening windows at the rear. Really happy to be a part of this at the show here, to present our product. And the feedback's been brilliant. You know, it's been really nice. The first day yesterday, and very positive. So
one of the things that I notice, Aaron, when I step into this, and again, not being a motorhome man, I've caravans. As you guys, the followers out there know, I've lived and breathed caravans my entire life. But just the finish, you know, your carpeted sidewalls, the ceiling inside of it, you don't generally see that inside of a motorhome, camper van, however you want to label the product. But what, I guess, tell us a little bit more about that.
Look, so the idea behind this was to create something very simple but very modern, but very practical. I'm a bit of an outdoors enthusiast, and I'm a surfer, right? So I like things to have a bit of hardware about them. So all the floor is polymer product, so I don't like to use timber in the floor. I like to use in the ceiling, it's all waterproof. So all of our framework is polymer. If you're like me and you fall asleep and you leave your hatch open at night, you don't have to worry about any moisture or swelling or anything like that. So the ceiling is completely waterproof, and that's all the framework as well. And fully insulated. You know, we use a thermo-brake product as well, which sound deadens. No one likes rattles and things like that when they're driving, so that product actually muffles the sound. And behind the cabinets as well are fully lined, so if you've got any bits and pieces in there, camping equipment, stuff like that, it's going to take the knock out of the sound. Very different from caravans. When you're driving your caravan, you don't hear what's in the back. In RVs you tend to, but however we've mitigated that, and we've just limited that noise on the road by putting a lot of research into trying to muffle that sound. So yeah. Driving around, it's more or less like driving a car. Yeah.
Incredible. I went over to Dusseldorf at the end of last year, and for the people that have been following along at Adelaide RV, they would have seen I went over there, and that's what really sparked my interest, because when you get into Europe, there's not a great deal of what they call towables. They're all the self-drive option. They're all in the kind of motorhome RV space. And you know, I guess we go back to 2016, you know, when we created Adelaide RV, you know, we wanted to tie in the RV as a recreational vehicle to obviously not niche us into any particular one product. And I guess it's a natural expansion for us to now have, you know, interstate motorhomes available to test drive and purchase through Adelaide RV. But I guess tell us a little bit about what you've seen in the marketplace. Like we're finding there's so much, you know, tow-ed conversations coming around towing caravans, and what are you finding with your consumers and what you're talking, who you're talking with?
Really interesting. We're getting a real mixed bag of people. Traditionally, I've been in the industry for 15 years, and it was typically, you know, grey nomad. That's changed now. It's younger couples, you know, younger professionals that maybe don't want to carry around a camper trailer with a really done up, you know, Hilux or Land Cruiser or something like that. They want something that can stick to the coast or whatever, put their stuff in and live comfortably on the road. Semi-retired couples as well. And then of course we've got those that are doing the big lap. You know, they want something more nimble, easy to drive. Solo travelers, particularly solo female travelers that might want to take a friend away with them. Hence why we've now got our twin bed model. 2 beds, 1 for each. So it makes it really comfortable for them.
Nice.
So yeah, really big shift in the market at the moment now. And then of course, you know, some of those that have been caravanners for a very, very long time now feel, look, I need something a little easier.
Yep.
I want to maybe step down in size a bit, but I still want all the comforts, and I want to feel like I'm in a beautifully built caravan, but something a little easier to manage when they're on site.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And then yeah, look, and being a part of Adelaide RV now, it's a case of we've our relationship goes back a while,
Yeah.
and we know that the service of Adelaide
Back in the
RV
days when we used to be pub rats, guys, we had a beer or two back in the day.
So look, and we know the service of Adelaide RV is second to none, and that's what I want to align with. For me, it's about the service, it's rather than about diversifying out into dealers. So having this agreement with you guys just means that our customers can be serviced down here.
Nice.
And those that are looking to drive and those are looking for an alternative in the RV space can now come to you guys, and we know they're going to get that support that we would give them from factory.
Fantastic. So there's a lot of competition out there, Aaron, and I know that Interstate Motorhomes now has 2 models. I believe they're very, very similar specifications. Let's talk a little bit around specs, warranty, roadside assistance, things like that. What can they come to expect if they purchase an Interstate?
So look, our fundamental model, and the one that we started with, was the Interstate One. That was a 4-seater model with a rear bed. Now that really took off for people that wanted to maybe have like an everyday drive, but also have something to get away in on weekends. So it gave them some versatility of a very nice front lounge, plus a permanent fixed bed. Now we've introduced the twin model, which is the same specification really, except that it's got a larger fridge at the front, and we've removed those passenger seats. More so for those that are, you know, solo travelers wanting to take a friend away perhaps, or couples that want to make a larger bed in the back, particularly for those taller guys that are maybe, you know, 6'2" plus.
This bed goes down to create one huge big bed if you want, doesn't it?
So the twin bed model has got a few different layouts. It's quite flexible in how it's set up. So you can either have it made in one large bed, you can have it set up as twins, you can sleep east-west across the van and have 2 separate little seats next to the bed, hence why we've got the swivel table. Right?
Yeah, nice.
So it can be really versatile. You could even push the bed that way and sit like we're sitting now and have your breakfast watching out at the beach.
Yeah, killer.
So the idea is it's a very versatile back end. Suits an array of different travelers, particularly those that want to stow long items up the middle of the floor.
Surfboards.
So, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Surfboards, golf clubs. You know, we've had people put mountain bikes and things like that in here. So yeah, it's really versatile back end. It's designed for anyone that's looking at getting away a little bit more adventurous in the back end side of things. So.
And up the front, there's a whole heap of tech. So.
Yeah, so look, the newest Fiat Ducato Series 2 comes with we've got a tech and style pack. So it's a 10-inch screen. It's got digital instrument cluster, 8-speed automatic, LED day running headlights. And they come with a 5-year warranty, but also now a 5-year roadside assistance too.
Nice.
So yeah, people have got the confidence that they can get around Australia knowing that there's some support there for them.
And from a servicing perspective, obviously, you know, they're still running the same kind of caravan componentry, I guess, with your fridges and air cons and cookers and the cabinetry. So obviously that'd be fully looked after by our team at Adelaide RV. But talk to us about running gear, so drive. Obviously, you drivetrain under the hood. I'm not an engine man. Talk to us about that.
All right.
So any Fiat dealer around the country.
That's it. So look, any mechanic can service the car. So as long as they're a licensed mechanic, they can do your standard servicing, which is 1 year or roughly 40,000 K. So really big intervals on Fiats. Now, if it was a warranty or any recall, that sort of stuff, that would go back to the Fiat network. For the actual body of it, it's very different from a caravan because this is a fixed van. You know, there's no panels that make up this box. It's a nice sealed unit. So you don't have to service it as you would typically a caravan. However, we always recommend every year just checking the seals on the aircon and the hatches like you would a caravan. It's just not as extensive because it doesn't need to be. Inside is very much just like a standard caravan. You know, you do what you do. Generally on a service, we would check, you know, gas lines, water lines, that sort of stuff, making sure everything's functioning as it should. But usually in use, people pick those things up anyway. Yeah, nice.
Well, guys, you've heard it there first from Aaron, the founder of Interstate Motorhomes. In the past, Interstate clients have been flown into Newcastle, picked their product up in Newcastle, and then driven it back here to South Australia or even into WA, the NT. and the western parts of Victoria. You now have a new location where you can come and test drive your product. You can still deal with the team at Interstate, you can deal with the team at Adelaide RV, however you choose. You're going to get the exact same service without having to travel now all the way over to Newcastle to pick your product up. So we've got both models here at Adelaide RV available to test drive. We've got the expert advice of Aaron and his team available at all times. But yeah, guys, if you've been in the market for an RV, if caravanning's not your thing, then come and check it out. Stella is also a massive fan.
She is.
I can't get her out of this thing. Last night she was, what was it? Motorhome.
Yeah, motorhome.
So she's just 18 months, but anyway, she wanted to go on a holiday in a motorhome. So who knows, we might be out of caravans and into motorhomes really, really soon. But Aaron, great to have you here, mate.
Yeah,
and
awesome.
yeah, good luck for a good show.
Thanks, man. Thank you, Jeb.